Let's do this. So, we're going to get game 3. We're going to see Ranix playing Caitlyn again. Surprise. Cassiopeia for James, aka SundownAbsolute. We'll go with the Flash Ignite. Ranix still believes in his Ghost Teleport. I'm not too upset with that. I don't think they're bad. I would like to see these guys... Honestly, I wonder if it's possible for Ranix to run boots in 3 pots. Because he is getting quite a bit of sustain and the extra damage from the Doran's Blade. But the boots would just allow him to avoid the poison. And honestly, that's what's getting him. He gets hit with a couple poisons, and as soon as Cassiopeia hits 6, she just lands everything. She just blows her entire combo. So, with the boots, she should be a little more mobile. May not even need the pots. Pots are just there in case she, maybe run with mana pots. Just spam pit over Peacemaker. But, Doran's Blade's still a pretty solid start. I would like to see the boots 3 pots just to try it out. Especially if he's running Vamp Quints. So he'll get that, I think it's 6%, 9%. So, we'll see. I think Ranix could get a 10-minute turret, possibly a First Blood, and outfarm Cassiopeia. Right now, I don't think it's set in stone that Cassie is winning, all these just hands down. That's not to say that Cassie should or shouldn't win these hands down. From what I've seen, from what I've watched, I feel like a lot of these deaths could almost have been prevented. And I don't think it's a bad thing to rely on your summoners such as Teleport and Ghost to get back to the lane. Especially if you know you can push your opponent out of lane. That's all you have to do. You do not have to kill... If you're right now in this situation, you do not have to kill Cassiopeia. You actually do not have to. Honestly, if you can push your lane and have vision to protect yourself from getting ganked, you are doing your job. If you get that 10-minute turret, I don't quite know the absolute benefit on getting a 10-minute turret. The early gold advantage for your team is great. The map awareness is huge. Almost in a sense that you could continually gank mid between that, from 10 to 15-minute range. Honestly, I think an early 10-minute turret means you push that mid lane and go for Dragon, and they can't do anything about it except ward it. And if you've got Teleport on your top lane, you just force a team fight because your mid lane opponent, if it's a caster, is probably going to be behind in levels. 1 or 2 levels. I don't think, she might, that caster might be 6, which means they're going to be somewhat effective. All casters have an excellent ult ability for AoE purposes, but I don't know. I really like the Caitlyn mid. I wish some teams would run double setup for double ranged AD. That was like for a month way back in the day. That was kind of the flavor of the month. It got ran over by tanky DPS back when Garen was in his heyday. And so that still would be a problem, but if you notice your team running a lot of squishies. So we're gonna hop into this game. This is game 3 of Google on Google. Oops, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I said it anyways. But Ranix playing Caitlyn versus SundownAbsolute on Cassiopeia. First 2 games, first one was definitely Cassiopeia advantage. See, it's weird because we're going to hop right into this game. It's going to be 45 seconds into the game. These two should not even, Cassie should not even be here because at some point she's probably going to be leashing mid or maybe putting bonus damage. on
30 seconds until minions spawn.
maybe she might put bonus damage on Big Wolf. I, as a jungler, kind of like to start race. What I would love to see my mid start doing for me is possibly leashing my wraiths. Just hit the big one. The big one's not going to move. I can kill the big one before it puts any damage on me. The little ones are going to run right about here, or possibly right about here. Then they'll turn around and I should be able to kill them. It depends, if I'm more of an AoE farm, it's not a big deal. It's just, I'm going to take just that little bit of less damage that could make, and it's going to speed up my jungle maybe 1 or 2 seconds, could make all the difference. Jungling is about min-max. Everything in this game is about min-maxing, but especially in jungle, but where you have static mobs with static health or static positioning, then it's possible. So these guys are doing the chatting. I would love to get their comments after this game. Ranix did go with the Dorn's Blade again. I think overall that probably is the best start if you're going to go mid. That or the boots. I kind of like the idea of boots. So, all she has to do is dodge the poison. Although that was a good trade. The headshot did somewhere between 100 and 120 damage, and should trade a poison. And she'll get that 100, that first rank. Wow. Oh no! The Peacemaker missed. Does not want to die here. The Ignite is down. Cannot get poisoned. Getting poisoned would be bad. She's gaining 20-some health per attack. Does pick up that last hit. Does level up. Oh no, did not want that. Twin Finn's gonna kill her. Oh. Just missed. Ranix has Pop Ghost. I wouldn't mind seeing like a trap here and a trap here. In this situation, I mean, right now these traps are great in this single line to prevent a jungle gank. It is 3.5 minutes, so we would have already seen a level 2 gank, possibly. So, Ranix did use teleport, did come back to the lane, did get both of those last hits. Right now, it's still even. Cassie still has 1 pot. So a jungle gank could happen at any time right now. This is the 4-minute mark. Anywhere in between 4 minutes and probably 45 seconds is prime time ganking opportunity. Ooh. Missed the slow, missing the Peacemakers. Did land that one, plus the trap. So Cassie does have at least 1 pot left. Now what Ranix can do is if he's standing near creeps, when the poison hits, the poison comes down, it'll push her lane, which will force her lane to be closer to the turret, which means if a jungler wanted to gank, it would be quite easy. So she's going to walk these creeps into the turret, putting the big creep under the turret first, making sure to last hit that. And these caster minions will actually be outside of turret range. So these shield minions will take 2 shots, and then 1 more ranged attack will get the last hit. Actually missed quite a few in that wave, so not last hitting to perfection, but we're not worried about perfection right now. Cassiopeia has come back to lane. She does have a Dorn's Ring and 4 pots, so she's quite dangerous. Can't get hit by these poisons. Does not want to be hit by these poisons. Still pretty even. Ranix's Ghost will be up in about 45 seconds. Teleport in just under 3 minutes. Honestly, neither one of these guys bought a ward, so if they were shopping, a ward, we're gonna see some action here soon since both these are about to hit 6. Cassiopeia's Ignite is up. Does land 2 Twin Fangs. No, Ranix, you do not want to run in. Oh! Awesome! Baited the ult from Cassiopeia. She will have to burn quite a few pots here. Well, meanwhile, Ranix can actually... Oh, I need that poison. Ate a poison and a Twin Fang and some minion damage. Poison and a Twin Fang would kill her. Cassiopeia does have Flash Ignite. So if she can get Ranix to not blue pill, okay. If she was really wanting that first blood, she could Flash Ignite, Poison, and Twin Fang once. Would totally kill. Actually, might not even need to Twin Fang all that much. Looks like they're both gonna back. Petrifying Gaze on a 2-minute cooldown. It's kind of long, actually. But it is pretty powerful. It's an AoE ultimate that will, if your opponent is facing you, will stun them for 2 seconds. 2 seconds is huge. 2 seconds is a lifetime. Cassiopeia can kill just about any champion in that amount of time. In all honesty. So, should be pretty safe for the next 4 minutes. Caitlyn actually gonna farm some jungle creeps. Farming Wraith Camp is fine. With the new jungle, these mobs spawn, let's say, like every 60 seconds now. So, it's very rare that you're gonna have your entire jungle cleared out. He's 1 poison, he's a 2nd poison. Not great. So that trap fades, a new one's gonna go down. That should be it for Ranix. Here comes Cassie's ult. Well, she just flash ult Ignite, she'd be dead. There's the ult for the slow poison. It's over. Yep. Should be able to push and get these last hits. Actually, ahead in last hits already. So on top of that, first blood, last hits, and probably will get this turret down to, I don't know, maybe 50%. I think Ranix has teleport up, so he'll teleport to lane. There's the teleport. And this turret's just about half health. And we're quickly approaching the 10-minute mark. Ranix did finish as Berserker Greaves. I think what I would do in this case is almost go with a 2nd Doran's Blade over the Berserker Greaves. Someone can probably correct me on my math, but I honestly think the health, the extra 3% lifesteal, and the damage would actually work out better in this situation. Just because, you know, it's Cassie's burst that's going to kill you. If you can avoid the poison, which in this case, James is playing really well. Looks like he's got 2 Doran's Springs, Sword Shoes, and probably, can we drill in? I want to know how much Magic Pen she's running. Probably running a standard AP setup. This turret's going to go down. And her ult's up in 4 seconds. Watch this. 1 second. Ult. Ignite. Twin Fang. And we'll survive. Now, again, No way, no shape, no how could you stand under that turret without jungler just showing up and stomping all over your face. Not you in particular, James. Just saying, that play only works in a 1v1 match. Unless you know the jungle is ganking some other lane or you have direct vision, that move is impossible. It's extremely unsafe. The jungle can come in from here, the jungle can come in from here, the jungle can come from anywhere in the river. Oh, Ranix. Ranix is conceding. He is gonna concede. I don't know what concept they're gonna talk about in terms of right versus wrong. I can tell you right now, like, I think it's a lot closer than came back with blue buff. Oh, this is also another good point. Right around, depending on when and where your jungler starts, and it goes both ways. So I'll give the pros first. Depending on where your jungler starts, they're gonna start with a lot of junglers will start blue. What'll happen is on that, soon as blue spawns again, so usually around the 6-minute-ish mark, because it's on a 3-minute cooldown. Depending on when you kill it, it could be 5-minute mark. But based on the time the jungler gets there, they will donate that buff to mid. Mid casters with blue buff are scary, especially Cassiopeia. Mainly because her damage comes from Twin Fang, which is just really mana dependent. If we look at Twin Fang, currently at 3 points, not to mention it reduces her cooldown to 90 seconds, shaves a whole 30 seconds off. Twin Fang's cooldown is a half second. She just spams her mana and deals a crap ton of damage. Look at this. In 1 second, she can do 400 damage. Don't tell me you don't think that's scary. Do we remember how long the stun lasts if she hits it? That's right, 2 seconds. That's 800 damage by Twin Fangs, not including the poison damage, not including the ignite, not including the at rank 2, 400 damage. So you're looking at anywhere between 1400, it's right around 14 to 1600 damage, depends on resist. That you could see from Cassiopeia in terms of a burst. It's really scary. You're going to see it go down right now. There's the poison, there's the Twin Fang, and there's the ignite. No way, no how could a ranged mid without a solid start compete against that. It's too much damage for the burst. Although, conversely, even though she is stacking Dorn's rings, she only has 1500 hit points. And these guys are going to call it for sure. I'm going to give Ranix the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to tell him that he should play this in a 5s match with junglers. I would say, because honestly, if Ranix had a jungler, that jungle could go somewhere. And by somewhere, that's a little vague. That jungler could force Cassiopeia to play less aggressive, or allow Caitlyn to kind of push more, because Caitlyn's biggest strength is she can dominate between levels 1 and 5. She'll be able to dominate between levels 1 and 5. Cassiopeia's not going to have blue buff. She's not going to have her ult. As we saw, Cassiopeia had to back at least twice, if not 3 times. If you think about it, if at any point in time Cassiopeia backs and a jungler comes out into mid with Caitlyn, they're going to push that turret faster than 10 minutes. They could probably get like an 7-minute, 8-minute turret. So, I mean, Udyr comes flying out, has a tiger stance, they take down that turret really quickly. By the way, streamers, or for those that are going to watch the recording of this stream, Ranix is going to go by Cassiopeia. He is going to play her. He's going to test her out. If anything, he'll learn more about the champion. Maybe he doesn't quite... And maybe he'll find a weakness. I can tell you right now, Ranix is extremely smart. and in terms of figuring certain out, his math is usually correct. It's just the application of that math in some situations and most people call that skill, or whatnot. I think honestly, it's. I would love to see this in a real matchup because I don't think these 1v1 matches can give you the real answer to does this break mana, does this work, does this not work. It gives us an idea, but it doesn't give us the right answer. So with that being said, I'm actually going to wrap this up. It looks like some people want to play some fives. I got a long day tomorrow, but I do want to thank you guys. If you do get a chance to check this out, Cassiopeia versus Caitlyn, SundownAbsolute versus Ranix, Google on Google, just figuring it out. I'll tell you right now, it's been a pleasure to cast this. I'm Highwind. Check us out at RaiseYourWeapon.com. Go like our stuff. We're going to be doing a lot of big things coming up, so thank you very much. Have a great evening. Peace out.